Hey everybody, and welcome to my second solo podcast. I am your host, Sean Greenspan. Let's get to it. So many people are like, Sean, we want to hear from you. No, I'm kidding. This is something that I've just wanted to get off my chest, and this is the medium that I thought would be best to do it. It's kind of just like verbal diarrhea or like a blog that doesn't require writing and formatting things properly. I love writing sometimes you just want to talk it out. So I wanted to talk about the law of attraction. And we know this podcast is called the happiness discipline, right? And whatever that means, there's some sort of discipline required in this thing called happiness that we're looking for. Or I should choose my words carefully, that we're achieving, experiencing, looking for. We can dive into that later. And what I wanted to talk about now was what the law of attraction is, how to do it, and some fun thoughts I've had around it. So let's start with the basics, right? Let's start not even with the definition of law of attraction. Let's start with why law of attraction is just fun. Basically, the law of attraction is something that excites people because you can bring money, experiences, relationships, events, anything you can bring into your life just by thinking about it. That's at least intriguing enough for you to want to learn about this law. And the fact that it's an immutable law, the fact that it's a law that is just as strong and consistent as the law of gravity, makes you think like, hey, if people are saying this and thinking this, it might be worth diving into. And that's how it piqued my curiosity. What I've found is the law basically states you are what you think about, right? So when we think, we're actually transmitting a frequency that's measurable. And when we're feeling, we are attracting those frequencies. And you're going to only attract what you're in line with, what like vibrations align with you, right? What you vibe with, as people say. So the law of attraction, simple. If you want freedom of time, you want an experience, you want $1 million, you want a beautiful wife, you just need to think about it. Here's a little trick. You have to also feel it before it happens, right? So Dr. Joe Dispenza always says something that I love, that you need to have the capacity to think greater than your emotions, to feel greater than you think, right? So both ways. And that is going to open up new doors for you. So if you wake up on the wrong side of the pillow one day, you need to be able to go meditate and get yourself to a higher elevated emotional state. That is key. You need to practice it, right? The way to practice it is meditation, visualization, a form of dedicated practice. Get in a quiet room, light a candle, sit on a cushion, maybe journal before, right? Get some intentions lined up and actually practice getting to that point. The reason I say practice is because I feel like Alan Iverson, we talking about practice? The reason I say practice is because that's only this part, much of it, right? It's like someone that says like, oh, I work out, I should be healthy. Well, what do you do with the other 23 hours a day? What meditation is going to do, it's going to allow you to get into that state and then keep it throughout the day. For example, when I'm recording this, to have a great emotion behind it, because I know that we're going to change lives here. I know this is the one that's going to, impact 1 million people. And I'm so excited about it. And that's the energy I'm pouring into it. And that's the emotion I'm feeling right now. And you have to be able to feel it. People talk about this all the time, that the mind doesn't know if you're talking about the future or the past when you're dealing with emotions. So it's going to react as if it was happening right now. I look at meditation as a very unique practice because it's like setting you up for success, right? So I'm recording this. I had 20 minutes between meetings. One went long. I got one coming up. The one coming up I needed to do a little prep for. And people, you might feel a little frantic, a little anxious. They might not think this is the one that's going to be awesome. So let me push it off. Or maybe, the fact that the last few episodes didn't get quite as many views as I wish they did. So that could have you down, but you just have to have faith in the process. And faith is a really interesting word. My coach told me that faith is understanding something will happen in the future, regardless of the situation, right? So don't judge what's going on now. Maybe you need those maybe I need those podcasts with lower views to get my act together, right? Focus a little more on the setup, right? I got the HD camera today. I got the good lighting, and really just go ahead and dial it in to get you to the next level, right? Maybe it's the fire under my butt that I need, right? So don't get caught up in what's going on. See that vision, have that faith, journal about it, draw about it, think about it, feel about it, and maintain that throughout the day. And I realized something from practicing it. So I've been talking about this for years, practicing it for years, but only in the last 12 months, I've made it a daily practice where I haven't missed a day. I have seen things in my life I've grown my company, I've had more experiences, taken more time off than I ever have before, and I've realized something about it. And it's at the practice, the dedicated visualization practice, as well as maintaining that higher elevated emotional state throughout the day, is actually the best use of your time. That's a bold statement, so let me back it up. Give me a chance to back it up. 1, in and of itself, it is a beautiful and fun practice. It's calming, it's exciting, and you get to live out your wildest dreams and feel that emotion in your heart without doing anything. Once you start to do this a lot, you really start to get control of your emotions, and you can cry out of joy and laugh hysterically just from doing nothing, and it's kind of amazing. The second thing is it's a meditative practice. It's good for your mental, emotional, and physical health. Lots of people say meditation is probably the best use of your time, and it's a form of meditation. So boom, there you go. Lastly, right, this is going to be the number one thing that impacts your future, you reaching your goals. So of course, this should absolutely be something that you prioritize. Fourth, I'm going to add a fourth thing that I just thinking on the spot. It's training us to not be a slave to looking for things with immediate gratification. You want to get your health right, you're going to need to exercise and eat well, and you are not going to get a six-pack overnight, not going to lose fat, change your glucose levels, whatever. That's okay. It teaches you to be patient and enjoy that journey, and it's going to change your whole paradigm on life. Really is. I think about it also about something like that maybe is a little more suffering, like a cold shower, an ice bath. I'm just realizing with my practice, I'm starting to get in and enjoy the experience in and of itself because it's so tethered to that future emotion that it feels like it's happening right now. And actually, you might not get that tangible result right now, but it is giving you something in the present moment, that emotion. It feels good, so definitely try it. The way that I practice it is simple. RPM. I rise, pee, meditate. Thanks, Tony Benici. He's the one that gave me that. The reason I do it is because it's the most important thing in my day, and it needs to start first. So I train 2 times a day, 3 times a day on the weekends. That's really important to me. My relationships are important to me. My work is important to me, but nothing's more important than this. So I start every day with it. A good hack is have a baseline. My baseline is a 5-minute meditation. Maybe yours is 1 minute. Have a baseline so you build the habit, you keep the practice. You'd be surprised what 1 minute of meditation does compared to 1 minute of staring at your phone thinking you're relaxing, but you're getting stimulated, your brain's in alpha, you're not relaxing at all. Right when I finish the meditation, I go into a visualization. My meditation, I sit still, eyes open, don't move a muscle, and follow my breath for 20 minutes a day, and 5 to 20 if I am feeling rushed or whatever. My visualization practice that one's fun. I lay down, close my eyes for that one, and I literally talk and narrate my own story. Right now, I'm visualizing that I'm in a cabin that Emma and I bought. It's dedicated for retreats, and it's that nice balance of deep in the mountains, but access to a little town and city. I have friends and family there. I'm celebrating my 10th retreat. This retreat is special because it shows a few things. I'm holding this 10th retreat because I've had the time and capacity to focus on what I love to do, and I don't feel enslaved by my work and chores and stuff like that. I've also connected the dots between my blog and my podcast to what I love during my retreat, which has helped me sell and promote them. Lastly, this 10th one is 100% free. Everyone is there on scholarship. It's filled with friends and family, as long as people that I selected or people that won the scholarship and I'm feeling are deserving of it. And in there, I talk about smiles I see on people's faces, conversations I have with people, food I eat. I could see it and taste it. Then I step outside as the sun's going down, and I take a moment to just reflect, breathe out, and I could see my breath on this cold night. The sun is setting over the mountains, and I start to cry a little bit. And it's like a relaxing cry. It's like a weight's lifted off my shoulders. It's almost like, I've got to experience life in the way that I've dreamed of, right? I'd say 9 out of 10 days, I do get teary-eyed. And sometimes in the dream, I'm narrating that I'm sitting there and someone comes out. And they're like, "Hey, Sean," and I just sometimes I get a big smile on my face, tell them why I'm out there reflecting. We start laughing, and it's just like a warming way to start every day, and it's fun in and of itself. And then here's a little tip. At the end of every day, I do a gratitude journal, and it's easy to say, so I wanted to put kind of some parameters around it. And what I did was I started writing down where I've seen evidence that my dream's coming true. For example, today, I had this block to do this podcast. Evidence number 1. I just had a client sign up with me. Evidence number 2. I had someone reach out to me that is a great sales rep that wants to work for me for free and commission-based, which is something I need to scale my company. Evidence number 3. They could be big things like that. They could also be extremely small things. I felt a stronger emotion in my visualization. Something like that. I maintained I got a shit email and maintained a positive state throughout the day. That's a huge win. Don't neglect those. Write this down every day. These are little things, and you will attract anything that you want in this world. And you'll enjoy life a little bit more. I hope this was helpful. As you can see, this podcast means a lot to me. If you liked it, if you could share it with someone, follow the podcast, give it 5-star ratings, and most importantly, reach out to me on Instagram. It's just Sean Greenspan. You can go to my website, Greenspan Consulting. My email, my phone number's on there. You could book a meeting to chat with me even. So I really appreciate any and all support, and I hope this helped.